Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Part 17 of the Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends Complete Edition Jin playthrough. And folks, Zhuge Dan had took the Win family and decided to go to Wu after Sima Shi's death. Guess who's gonna have to clean this up? Sima Shi. However, this is the only time we get to play as the smug prick. Well, one of two. So let's go on ahead and get that over with, shall we?
Wen Qin, after you fled to Wu, I never thought I would see you again.
Had enough of wagging your tail for Sima Zhao, eh? Huh. The Sima are our enemy. Let's just use each other and leave it at that.
My lord, this is for you.
This is from the Emperor? My path, it is clear. I shall stake everything I have on defeating Sima Zhao and saving Wei.
Zhuge Dan has made contact with Wen Qin.
And?
The Emperor has also sent him a secret missive.
You're dismissed.
My lord.
Our enemies are all together. That'll save us some time.
Tell us, have you found anything out?
Well, with all these betrayals, we might as well take into account that Guo Huai will no longer be with us because we're on the historical route. And historically, in Dynasty Warriors anyway, he died, even though he died, I do believe, after Jiang Wei had succeeded in taking some sort of territory. I think he succeeded in the northward campaign only for Dong Ai to return and kick his ass, because Guo Huai ended up passing away from illness around that time. I think it was his 8th attempt that he succeeded in, and then it ended up turning into failure. Yes. And this was happening right during this rebellion. So on that note, it's time for us to clean house of this rebellion. There is a huge difference between Dynasty Warriors 7's rebellion of Zhuge Dan and this one. This one, you practically had to go in, you had to go around first and try to go to Shouqin Castle, but unfortunately, Shouqin's bridge has been destroyed, so you're gonna have to go around the old-fashioned way. Whereas Dynasty Warriors 7, they would have already killed off Zhu Yi, and Zhang He would have to go around and spread the word that Zhu Yi was killed. Not here. There is no spreading of the words here. Well, not yet for the most part. We just gotta fight our way through all of these guys. And Zhang He right now is at a low level. And that's easy for you to see. Eventually he'll get to a higher level. But here's the problem. We're not going to be playing as Zhang He after Invasion of Chengdu. Yes. Because Zhang He would be in that mission. So, on that note, let us keep going. And by the way, those guys are pretty much SOL and trapped over there. You can't really do anything to save them because the bridge is down and out. And there's no way for you to jump across because the game won't let you. Anyway, there is the matter that you have to face Zhu Yi here. But in Dynasty Warriors 7, you only faced him once. Here you face him about 2 or 3 times before you finally have him to retreat. And when he does, well, it doesn't end well for him.
I hope those guys at the bottom of the cliff are
So at least we got rid of the fire
the
arrows.
ones who have to do the dirty work.
Now, there's just one unfortunate small problem with this mission for this game. Unlike Dynasty Warriors 7, this game's Zhuge Dan Rebellion has one part that is glitched to hell and broken. To where it's kind of a simple fix, but it's one where it will make you realize, oh crap, the game may have froze or something, but it didn't. Here's the deal. Oh, I can't even do anything about those guys. They're just over there by themselves, stranded on that island, all on their lonesome. But as I was saying, oh, by the way, that is Zhang He's one of his Musaos. The other one was where he actually launches swords at you. And he has a move, and he has an EX move where he has his swords levitating around him. Unfortunately, I'm not at the level for that to show up. And he has another Musao where he uses flying swords to stab his opponents, lift them in the air, and having them be ripped to shreds by a circling group of swords.
Prepare the siege weapons. We'll put a stop to their advance.
But, as I was saying, there was a broken part. We've just managed to make it to that broken part. Folks, in Dynasty Warriors 8,
It could be worse.
the catapults actually did work, and they actually destroyed the ballista that's down below. In this game, no, it will not destroy the ballista. So on that note, I am going to cut because this right here will not, well actually no, let me show you better than I can tell you, because that ballista is not going to easily break. You think that it's actually doing damage? No. This thing right here only is doing chip damage. And even then, the ballista was supposed to break instantly upon impact in Dynasty Warriors 8, but in here, not so much. This game, you're just gonna keep throwing this until you go down there and deal with them yourself. So I'll be right back. Well, I had to take a break off of the catapults for a little bit to get this guy, obviously. Because after all, he was just here, in the way. And yeah, these catapults are still broken. Just thought I'd let you know. While they're doing damage, it's only doing a piddling amount of damage, not even a small portion. So on that note, I'll be right back. Alright, enough of this crap. We might as well just destroy these things ourselves. Yeah, it only did, like I said, a piddling amount of damage. And that's what I meant by this mission was broken. The catapults could have already destroyed all of these ballistas, but that wasn't the case. In fact, I'm doing more damage going on ground to pretty much destroy these ballistas than what the catapults were doing. I should not have even used them at all. So now, the next Jack Out box is going to be continuing where we last left off. And those guys that we end up losing, don't worry about it, there's no star requirement here. If you manage to get to them in time, you're pretty much at a higher level than what I am. That's all I gotta say.
Doesn't the enemy value that offer.
So, with that said, let's go on ahead and take care of business here with these guys. And we have Zhu Yi to take care of one last time before we deal with Sun Chen. Because he's going to ambush us one more time as soon as we get it, as soon as our troops get there. And I forgot to put on the level 4 weapons. Oh my god. Wow. And I inadvertently bought 2 earth weapons. Wow. Well, there's Zhu Yi. We're going to have to get rid of him. I was wondering why I wasn't doing much damage. And now I know. I forgot to put on the new weapons, unfortunately. Even as he's walking around with his rage mode, he's still a smug prick. And he didn't even get all the guys, but he got Zhu Yi at least. Oh, yeah. And once Zhu Yi has been defeated for the 3rd and final time, he's gonna run back over to Sun Chen and retreat. And by doing so, that's when he gets executed. Zhu Yi would end up being executed very early on in Dynasty Warriors 7. So there's the comparisons there. And the reason I'm making those comparisons because they're making it much more intricate here than what it was in Dynasty Warriors 7. So now, Sun Chen has executed Zhu Yi as expected. And upon the execution of Zhu Yi, the Xuan brothers are all defecting. Well, Xuan Shang and Xuan Yi has defected. Funny thing is, Xuan Shang actually died. No, it's Xuan Duan. So I thought it was Xuan Shang. Never mind, it was it's Xuan Duan. So yeah, he historically did it. He did defect. That is true.
Doing so should persuade them to join.
And the Xuan brothers is going to convince their family to defect as well. Ironically enough, the moment the Xuan family all defected to Wei, that pretty much was the swan song for Sun Liang and Sun Luban. Because the only reason why they were pretty much in power were in fact the Xuan family. So, yeah. And also Sun Jun. And once Sun Jun was out of the picture, yeah, it was all but curtains for Sun Luban. And Sun Liang. I don't know what happened to Sun Luban after she was exiled. She probably lived out her life. But Sun Luban got off lucky compared to Sun Liang. Because as soon as he was exiled, he was forced to drink poison by Sun Shu and Sun Chen. So yeah, he got the worst end of it. And by the way, I'm looking for those guys that's going to try to make the Xuan brothers defect. It doesn't matter whether they do or don't. But at the end of the day, if you want an easier time, the guys you want to look for are going to be coming off of the cliff around this area right behind me, I think. It is... should be right here. Yep, there they are. And there's the first one. And once Sun Man has been defeated, the next one to get rid of is, I think, Wang Zhuo, if I'm not mistaken. He is the one that needs to be defeated as well.
Doesn't the enemy value that officer? If so, they shouldn't be sending them to fight me.
Taking care of that guy will make sure that anyone else will not stop. Well, taking care of those two will make sure that the entire Xuan family will defect as history proclaims. And there's Xuan Shi, he defected. And now there's one last person to get, because he's going to jump from the other side. You can't get up there because you need to actually get through. Now there's two ways to get through. One, failing to stop Wang Zhuo and Sun Man from actually, like changing the minds of the Xuan family and forcing them back into the fold. Or, you successfully defeat Wang Shuo, and Sun Man, and after that, you end up
They shouldn't be sending them to fight me.
having all of the Xuan family completely defect, and then you just go straight to the front door to take care of Sun Chen. Because again, the Xuan family were in fact influential, and were mainly influential in the downfall of Wu. If not, they were the reason why Sun Chen was in power in the first place. And the moment Sun Chen caused him to defect, yeah. Sun Chen's writing was also on the wall as well, if I'm not mistaken. Because yeah, as soon as he got rid of Sun Liang and bragged about he could get rid of Sun Shu as well, that was it for Sun Chen. He was just done. Goes to show you that having family in power is not always a good thing. I say that ironically, but look what the kingdom I'm playing. However, I don't know if Dynasty Warriors is actually going to go to the fall of Wu, let alone the fall of Jin. I mean, they only go as far as Zhang He's rebellion, and that's in the DLC. And also, it was a hypothetical DLC in Dynasty Warriors 9, as well as a hypothetical mission not too long ago in this game. So, now that Sun Chen has been defeated, the Xuan brothers are going to pretend to be reinforcements. And Wen Qin is suspicious, and rightfully so, because they all defected. Well, Zhuge Dan just eliminated Wen Qin for good. And Wen Qin being killed mean Wen Yang and Wen Hu would finally defect to Wei. This time for good. Either way, Wen Qin was going to be executed. Either way, whether it was in a hypothetical or historical route, Wen Qin was going to bite it. There was no bones about it. Oh, right. I also should mention one other thing. There is a generic officer who shares the same name as Ding Feng, because that's his brother. Yes, Ding Feng had a brother named Ding Feng. I'm not joking. Although his brother may not have been as important as he was, it was very confusing, and the only way to tell them apart was the style names. That's the only way you can tell them apart. And also the fact of who they look like, and that's it. So, now we get to meet the son of Lu Xun once again. Last time, he was desperately trying to keep Wu afloat, as Sun Shu was pretty much allowing Wu to fall because his men had absolutely no morale left once all their plans came down crashing. This will be the last time we see Liu Kang ever again. Unless Dynasty Warriors 10 ends up making him a prominent character, which he actually was, mind you. Well, in the downfall of Wei, no, he was trying his best to protect Wu. That's what it was. It wasn't the downfall of Wei. That was Suma. That was Suma that was responsible for the downfall of Wei. I meant the downfall of Wu. He tried his best to fight off as much of the enemies as humanly possible, but he died in battle, unfortunately. There's just so much that Liu Kang could not do. And saving Wu was one of it once all the corrupt emperors got finished with it. Because, yeah, Sun Shu was corrupt, and so too was Sun Liang to an extent. Meanwhile, Zhuge Dan wanted to defect to these guys. Oh, by the way, Jiao Yi and Zhang Gan, they both have characters in Dynasty Warriors Blast, and they were important figures, but they're not here. But we beat Zhuge Dan, so it's over.
Zhuge Dan. Come on! Kill me! I could never walk the same path as you!
I see.
Your Highness, I have failed you.
Highness? Jia Chong, you know what he meant?
One imbecile instigating another. Nothing more than that. The Emperor cannot make this public. This has made things much easier.
I see. And I know nothing. Bury him with respect.
And you just bear witness to it, folks. The reason why Jia Chong is called the Axe Murderer. Although he wasn't necessarily the guy that killed Zhuge Dan. And yeah, Zhuge Dan got the shortest end of the stick. And by the way, his death was the catalyst to Wen Hu's eventual death during the War of the Eight Princes. But yeah, there's a reason why Jia Chong is called the Axe Murderer in this game. You just bore witness to it. One quick hatchet pretty much ended everything. Or I should just call him the Hatchet Man as well. It doesn't matter, but yeah. He got completely decimated. And as far as for Zhuge Dan is concerned, it was much more brutal that what happened to Zhuge Dan. Far more brutal than just a mere hatchet to the chest. Dude was killed, beheaded, and his head was pretty much paraded throughout the entirety of Sochun. Yikes. But, with that said, we gotta deal with someone else's head, and that's the Emperor. Because he's trying to start a rebellion. We can't have that. So on that note, we'll have to teach him a lesson in the next episode of Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends Complete Edition Jin Playthrough. This is Argument at A5. Peace out and see you all in Part 18. Take care, everybody.